Imagine you're an investor who doesn't want sleepless nights watching prices jump up and down. So instead of putting all your money into one risky asset, you split your investment between two assets, X and Y, because diversification feels safer. The return part is easy, since the portfolio return is just a weighted average. If you invest 50% in each and one earns 20%, while the other earns 30%, your total return simply becomes 25%. But returns are only half the story, because what truly matters is risk. Risk is measured using standard deviation, which tells us how much prices fluctuate. Here, asset X has a volatility of zero point 0.5, meaning 50% swings, while asset Y has zero point 0.4 or 40% swings, so individually both are quite risky, especially X. Now you might think combining two risky assets would make things worse, but here's where the interesting part begins. What matters is not just their individual risk, but how they move together, and that relationship is captured by covariance. In our case, covariance is negative 0.12, which means when one asset goes up, the other often goes down, almost like a natural balancing act. To better understand this relationship, we calculate correlation by dividing covariance by the product of their standard deviations, giving negative 0.12 divided by zero point 0.2, which equals negative 0.60. That's a strong negative correlation, meaning the assets hedge each other. Now, when we plug everything into the portfolio risk formula using equal weights, we combine the variances and subtract the covariance effect, and the final portfolio standard deviation drops to just 0.206, or about 20%. Think about that for a moment. Instead of carrying 40 to 50% risk from individual assets, your combined portfolio risk shrinks to nearly half simply because the assets move differently. If the portfolio still earns around 25% return, dividing return by risk gives a ratio of about 1.21, which is far more efficient. And that's the real lesson of diversification. It's not about picking the safest asset. It's about combining assets that don't dance to the same rhythm.